Breaking news. A Putin critic has requested moonshine and a kangaroo while in jail. On Friday, jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny published excerpts from his letters to prison officials, in which he made satirical requests for luxuries like moonshine, a balalaika, and a kangaroo. Nothing he asked for was granted. After spending nearly 180 days in solitary confinement since last summer at Penal Colony No. 6 in the Vladimir region east of Moscow, responses from prison officials were posted on his social media account, apparently by his team. As a result of his efforts to expose official corruption and organize anti-Kremlin protests, 46-year-old Navalny was convicted of fraud and contempt of court and is currently serving a 9-year sentence. After recovering in Germany from a nerve agent poisoning he blamed on the Kremlin, he returned to Moscow in January 2021, where he was promptly apprehended. To pass the time while confined in solitary confinement, Navalny suggested writing letters to the administration. A megaphone, so he can yell even louder, and the highest karate rank for another inmate who killed a man with his bare hands, were among his requests that were turned down. Additionally, he was denied moonshine, tobacco for hand-rolling cigarettes, and a balalaika. However, Navalny's mock outrage was directed primarily at the prison administration for not allowing him to keep a kangaroo in his cell. The lawmaker stated that if the prison administration permits it, inmates may keep pets. A sarcastic, "I will continue to fight for my inalienable right to own a kangaroo," Navalny wrote on social media. On Sunday, Navalny will turn 47 years old, and his supporters have called for rallies in his honor. A new trial for Navalny, who faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted of extremism, will begin on June 6 in a Moscow court. A military court trial on terrorism charges could result in a life sentence, according to what he claims an investigator told him. To counter Navalny's outspoken criticism of Russia's involvement in the conflict in Ukraine, new charges have been filed against him. More than 230 people have been killed and hundreds more are still trapped inside over a dozen derailed railcars after 2 passenger trains derailed in India. After the accident on Friday night, roughly 137 miles southwest of Kolkata, rescue teams scrambled to free passengers and recover bodies from the twisted wreckage. The root of the problem was being looked into. Over the course of the night, the number of fatalities kept climbing. The top administrative official in the eastern state of Odisha reported at least 233 deaths as Saturday morning broke. About 900 people, he added, were hurt in the incident. In spite of the Federal Reserve's best efforts to cool the economy, private sector hiring in the United States increased dramatically in May, with 339,000 new jobs created. After more than a year of rapid interest rate increases by the Fed, Friday's government report showed that the job market was still strong. To meet rising consumer demand and return to staffing levels prior to the pandemic, many sectors, including construction, restaurants, and healthcare, are continuing to add jobs. The unemployment rate increased to 3.7% from an all-time low of 3.4% in April, so the jobs report sent mixed signals.